This video contains major spoilers for Persona 5 Royal. The first numbered card in the tarot deck. Number 1, the Magician. It represents the ability to enact a change in the physical world. It is paired with the High Priestess, and together with her, is the first person the Fool meets along his journey. In the Persona series, the Magician is typically associated with the best friend / right-hand man, and that is no different for Persona 5. The Magician Arcana is that of Morgana. I'm Ouroboros. Let's talk. If you missed my video on the Fool's Journey, I would recommend that you watch it before jumping into this series. It goes over the Fool's Journey and gives you a brief rundown of each of the major arcana, so go check it out. Anyway, like I said earlier, the Magician Arcana typically reflects the best friend of each protagonist. In tarot cards, the Magician is associated with a variety of things, but the most common term that gets thrown around is manifestation. He represents the ability to enact change through concentrated willpower. It should also be noted that the Magician is typically depicted with each of the minor arcana: wands, cups, swords, and pentacles. The pentacles would be changed to coins for Persona 3 and 4's shuffle time, but these are the tarot equivalent to suits in a normal deck of playing cards. Regardless, this depiction shows that the Magician is resourceful and has all of the necessary tools to enact change. It should be stressed that these are tools to make an outward change, that is, affecting the outer parts of the Fool's life. The inner parts, i.e. self-reflection, spirituality, intuition, are relegated to the High Priestess. All of the Magician's qualities are present in Morgana, but interestingly enough, the reversed meanings are also true of the Phantom Thieves in general: cunning, deception, and illusion. However, those tend to have more negative connotations than those of what we would associate with the Phantom Thieves. Morgana is the perfect candidate for the Magician in Persona 5. While he isn't the first confidant you unlock, the Fool and Chariot Arcanas are unlocked 3 days before him, he is one of the 4 that you unlock extremely early in the game. He works to help further the goals of the early Phantom Thieves in exchange for both knowledge on the metaverse and to further his own goal of exploring mementos to find his own memories. In this sense, he does slightly combine aspects of the Magician and Hierophant Arcana, the former showing the ways in which the Phantom Thieves can achieve their goals, and the latter guiding, teaching, and mentoring them on how this new world works. He, of course, operates as Joker's right-hand man for the entire game. Well, he lives with you for one, but also just how close the two of them are. Morgana's confidant is tied to story progress, so everybody gets to experience his story at the same pace. We see him slowly open up to you throughout the game. He does reveal more and more about his past and the fact that he doesn't understand where he came from. Things start to go south when Makoto joins the party. He begins to realize that he actually may not be Joker's right-hand man. Makoto is great in a leadership role and really becomes the de facto second-in-command of the Phantom Thieves. You can see it straight away when she questions the group's methods prior to their infiltration of Kanashiro's palace. It gets significantly worse when Futaba takes over as the Nav. He feels like he's becoming another cog in the machine. This leads into the much maligned segment when Morgana teams up with Haru and briefly leaves the Phantom Thieves. Throughout the series, the Magician characters have dealt with themes of immaturity. Yosuke and Kenji tried so hard to grow up so fast, and this is the same for Morgana. He's trying too hard to be independent. He's trying too hard to reclaim his memories. He's trying too hard to become human. We know this, but it takes him making a childish mistake in order for him to realize it. We know that becoming a human is his greatest wish, and in pursuing this goal, is inadvertently admitting that he was just using the Phantom Thieves as a tool to achieve that goal. Which, I mean, yeah, the Magician is related to resourcefulness, but this would stray more into the manipulation territory. Only after being saved by the group that he himself created and then left, does he finally realize where he belongs. And this is a turning point in his character. This is the point when immature manipulation becomes mature acceptance. He continues to do his best for the group, and we do eventually learn that Igor created him. The magician is typically thought of as an intermediary between God and Earth. He acts as a sort of middleman or prophet almost between the divine and the mortal. Morgana is that middleman. Igor cannot directly reach Joker as he has been imprisoned by Yaldabaoth, so he uses Morgana. He uses his magician to act in his stead. Morgana even finally accepts himself to be a cat, and only after that acceptance do we see his portrait shift in the real world. Although this could also just show that the metaverse no longer exists after Yaldabaoth's defeat. But we're not done yet, because Royal did throw one last wrench in the plan. You see, Morgana does eventually become human. However, he does decide that even if he is living in his own dream, he would rather sculpt his future himself, rather than have it given to him. He was given everything he ever wanted, but chose to throw away that illusion and instead manifest his reality himself. It's the perfect ending to the Magician Arcana. Not only does he help the ultimate fool, Joker, shape the real and cognitive world to his liking, but he also finds the strength to shape his own world. I think that Morgana is very representative of the typical Magician Arcana. He holds all of the tools to help the Phantom Thieves achieve their real-life goals via the metaverse. I also mean that literally, since he's their tool specialist. Wait. This is basically the total opposite of the Fool video. With Yaldabaoth, I had to think pretty hard how he fit into the Fool archetype. Morgana is pretty cut and dry. Struggles with growing up, right-hand man, massive perv. I know Morgana is a bit of a hated character for a few reasons. One being the whole go-to-bed meme, which I can't really relate to because I never played vanilla P5 and nighttime stuff was overhauled for Royal. The other being the obvious Okumar arc. I can understand that one. I wish Haru had more screen time and was a more developed character, but his feelings of inadequacy were hinted at for a long time. You really take note of that on repeat playthroughs because you know where everything is leading. Morgana is truly the magician. He shows the Phantom Thieves the tools they need to shape the world, both the real and cognitive. He's resourceful, albeit sometimes manipulative, but slowly develops and learns to embrace his role within the group. His role as the emissary from Igor serves to cement himself as the magician in Persona 5. Thanks for watching.